Okay, so today's tomato review is going to be on the Thai pink egg tomato. So this is an indeterminate tomato, Solanum lycopersicum, that is from Thailand, and this is a very good tomato to grow. There's a lot of really good tomatoes that come out from the Asia area, and Thailand especially has a lot of great tomatoes there. So I'm really getting into the Thai tomatoes, but this is one of them that I need to do a review on and grow out a little more. So let me back you out a little bit. As you can see there. And you can see I got a lot of tomatoes, and I probably got just as much more still left on the plant. Now the plant got hit really hard with blight this year, so I really had to pull down a lot of the tomatoes, and there's still a lot on there. I just don't want to keep pulling them off and pulling them off green, because now I have to wait for these to ripen, and at least on a plant they could ripen on a plant and I don't need to consume them right away. That is a lot of tomatoes to eat or process and to do something with. I can make a pot of sauce, maybe even 2 pots of sauce with this amount of tomatoes. So I don't normally like to do that, but in order for me to get seed, I kind of have to do that because I got to ferment the batch in one shot. I don't like to ferment and add seed to it and then ferment. It's just a lot of work. And when I really start getting busy with the peppers, I don't have time to do that. So I got to kind of let all my tomatoes start to get really ripe and then do them all at once. And the green ones that are green, I just set them off to the side, let them ripen on their own. And those are the ones that go in my stew pot. So anyway, here it is. This is the Thai pink egg tomato. I'll try to give you a good view of that. I got tomato seeds all over me from doing tomato reviews. Not sure how clear that is. Very, very nice looking tomato. It does look like an egg, as you can see. It does look like an egg. Nice and elongated and kind of. It's a very nice tomato. They don't normally get too much bigger than what you see here, which this would be considered to be a large grape tomato. So this is about the biggest I've ever seen them get. They don't really get any bigger than this. It's got a little blight on it. You know, that's about as big as you're going to get. Here's what the inside looks like. Hopefully that camera's picking it up. Got to try to block that background, because if I don't, it won't focus on the subject matter. Okay, so that's what it looks like on the inside, and we are going to do a bricks test on it right now. You only need a drop or two if you're going to do a bricks. You don't need to pour a ton of juice on it. It's like around 5. It's a little low for a tomato this size, in my opinion. It should be a little higher, but I remember these last year. They tasted pretty good. So hopefully they taste just as good now. And we will give that a go. Let's see what it tastes like. Interesting tomato. Kind of on a watery side. Texture was pretty smooth. We're going to get into the tangy and the sweet in a second. But the texture was smooth. Skin was a little, you know, maybe because this tomato is really ripe, we'll bust up one of these. We'll chop this one up. See what that tastes like. Sliced it long ways for you. Let's see what that tastes like. We'll eat the whole thing. Very nice. Very easy to break up in your mouth. Very soft and juicy in the middle. Texture was pretty nice. If you let them ripen a lot more than what you got here, you can really put that into sauce very quickly. These would make an excellent sauce. They got that flavor that would really make a nice tomato sauce. Or like if you wanted to make tomato soup or something like that, it's got that flavor for you. You just need to add a little salt to it and you are good. Now, let's talk about the flavor between the sweet and the tangy. The sweet part is a little on the low side. It's like maybe 20, 22 or something like that. Tangy part was a little higher than that. So I'm going to say the tangy was probably like a 26 or 27 on the tangy. So it was a little higher, but not overwhelmingly higher. The balance is still pretty good. But overall, the whole flavor profile was low. It wasn't a super tangy, sweet type tomato. It was very mild in flavor. The aftertaste came in pretty nice, hung around in the back of the tongue there a little bit. Kind of wants to draw you back in for another tomato. It does have that consistency to want to just get you to eat another one. So it does have that to it. It's not real strong, but it's a nice aftertaste. This would go really good in a salad as well. These tomatoes, you cut them in four pieces and then toss that in your salad. We'll try to eat a whole one like a grape tomato. I'll just pop that whole thing in my mouth and give it a go. Again, not a whole lot of sweetness. Has a little bit more of that tangy flavor, but that tomato aftertaste is nice. It's a very smooth, even, delicate type of tangy flavor, or tomato flavor, should I say, with a little bit of tanginess that's riding it. I would have liked the sweetness to be up a little bit more, but it's fine just the way it is. This particular tomato variety is actually quite productive. I grew this in the ground this year in a regular garden in the back, and I got a lot of tomatoes out of it. You can see how many tomatoes I got here. It's quite a few. If I was to grow more than one plant, I'd have more tomatoes right now than I'd know what to actually do with, to be honest with you. Because you're going to get a whole rush load of tomatoes, and you really got to be prepared to handle them, or they're going to just fall and rot, and you're going to lose your investment. But my first year growing these was in the container, and it didn't do really that good. It did do okay, but again, the blight got it, and it's always the blight ruins your tomato, what its full potential could be. And that's unfortunate, but that's just the way it goes with tomatoes. But definitely like this tomato. I'm very infatuated with it. I'm definitely going to be pursuing this variety of tomato a lot more. Probably grow this again in the coming years. I don't know if I have room to grow this next year. I've got 120 varieties of brand new tomatoes to review. Some were sent to me and some I ordered, and there's a whole mix of stuff to review on tomatoes next year. So I really can't keep going back to the varieties I already reviewed, but we will revisit this again in the coming future, maybe a couple of years from now, and we'll grow it out again, and we'll see if we can get that flavor up there a little bit by adding lime. I did not add lime to my tomatoes this year because I wanted to see how my tomatoes were going to taste with the I used wood chips soil that broke down into soil, and I wanted to see how that was going to affect the flavor, and I didn't want to mess around with the soil with the lime for that reason. I just want to see if the wood chips were really going to make that much of a difference in flavor, and they really did. The tomatoes actually really do got a nice flavor on them. So anyway, that was your review for the Thai pink egg tomato. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.